she will be back tomorrow.
Yes!
So excited.
So excited.
Yay! So excited. But ladies, let's get into some girl chat, shall we?
Yes,
Sure.
my favorite part of the day.
So I can't wait to get your opinion on this first topic. It's a good one. All right, I saw this tweet from Pearl Fenton, who asked, why aren't marriages lasting like our grandparents did in their generation? So I want to open up the discussion. Let's talk about it. What do you guys think?
I think, okay, so I have known quite a few people who have had marriages that are like over 50 years, and I've attempted to have like really honest conversations with them, and a lot of the women have told me it's not what you think it is. Like, it hasn't all been roses and happiness
Sure.
and that sort of thing. And I've also spoken to other people who their grandparents are still married. And I hate saying this because you guys know I believe in marriage, I believe in love. A lot of those marriages lasted because the women in those generations took a lot more than I think our generation is willing to put up with. I think
That's
that a
one
lot
part.
of the time they just stayed quiet behind. You know, I guess this is what men do. There was some infidelities. This is just from the people I know and my experiences. And the people I've spoken to, it's a lot of situations that I don't think we, our generation, would stand for. So I think that might be one part of it.
I think that the times are just different. Women are making
Yeah.
their own money. They don't have to stay in certain
That's what I'm saying.
situations. Plus, back in the 50s, side chicks knew how to stay in their place. That's
That part, Lonnie.
But
I
that
think
was-
that has a lot to do with it. I feel like there's also, people are much more disposable now. I feel like if something's not working out next, there's a bunch of people lining up for that person. I also feel like social media has changed the game. You know, people can slide into your DMs. You're seeing a lot more of, you know, sort of, there's more candy to be bought, right? And I also feel like we also, back in the day, people held up marriages as much more important. I also think
Yes.
families rallied around a marriage. People would get together if the couple was having a hard time. They would get together and they would talk about it. They would help them through. And I don't think we do that anymore. It's the times. I think it's availability. I think also we're not putting up with a lot of crap that women did back in the day, like you said, Adrienne.
Yeah.
But then they didn't have phones. Like, a lot of times they didn't have like the phones.
What does
we
that have to do with
now. You know, because
What does that have to do with it?
you know, because people used to stay in their lane. We wouldn't find out granddaddy had another family until the funeral. Okay, see,
That
times
don't
have
mean that
changed.
he didn't
Now
have another
it's-
family.
That's so true.
That's
See,
what
but
I'm
that's
saying.
not-
We'll be like,
That
who's the
makes
lady
me
in the
so
back with the black
mad.
veil?
That makes me so mad. Like, I hate that women ever had to go through that. I hate that at some point we felt we didn't have a voice. I hate that at some point women weren't independent enough. You know, I get that the times have changed, but it makes my heart hurt for those women that had to endure that endured 50-year marriages or endured 60-year marriages where they were miserable. Like,
But
literally
also, I don't
miserable.
want to just
They
put
weren't
it on that, but
valued.
sometimes marriage made women feel like they were higher than other women, if you know what I mean. So that's
Yeah,
why a lot of women
status.
did stay in
So they
those
never
marriages.
left. Yeah,
They
ego.
never left because it was like, well, I'm married, and and you know, for a lot of women, marriage is
Right.
very important, and that made them look and feel different. And you know, no matter what, even if he was a cheating dog, you know, but he's my husband. You know, I mean, it was just a
Yeah.
different mentality. And you're absolutely right, Garcelle and Adrienne. It's different times now. And it doesn't mean that we don't value marriage, that we don't want it. It's just a different time.
No.
And we're just not putting up with crap no more. We don't have to.
No, we're not.
And
And
I
also, we're
applaud
not
you,
staying
Garcelle.
just for the kids. And we're not
Right.
staying just
Yeah,
for the kids.
That's
Right.
right, because now we make our own money. We can support our children on our own. We don't need to, you know, just be at home taking care of children while a man, and which is a huge responsibility. But I think a lot of
Yeah.
times women felt that they couldn't leave because of that. So again, like I said, I applaud you, Garcelle. Anytime that you've shared your story, I really look at your story and I'm like, wow, that is incredible. And I know that that must have taken incredible strength to do that.
Thank you for saying that. It did. Thank you. And I think also, just to piggyback a little bit on not staying for the kids, I think sometimes it's better for the kids to be in separate homes, but they have a happy parent, as opposed to two people
Yes.
staying together and they're miserable. And I think the kids really, it's destructive to everybody.
Adrian says that all the time. Adrian says that all
Trust
the
me.
time. So
I know.
You know.
I was the
you know.
miserable kid watching my miserable parents.
Really?
Yeah. You know, you ever see people
Yeah.
when they 60 years in marriage, they look like they've been in 60 years of marriage. They look like they've
Wait,
been
but
through it.
it's actually really sad. It makes me so sad because I really have seen
Like-
people that can't stand each other after 60 years of marriage.
Look at that
They
face.
don't like each other. They mad.
They don't smile. Nothing. They be like,
No.
Adrian, you be the wife, I'm gonna be the husband. Give me a 2-shot. This how they be looking 60 years of marriage.
Am I looking in the right direction? No, it's this way.
Some, not all. I'm just
Okay.
saying some.
Not all.
But anyway.
Not all. Yeah.
Cook yourself your damn food. Get yourself a damn drink.
Well, I'm gonna go over
ain't
to my
your
other
slave.
family.
Oh, no, not the other family.
Oh, damn.
But it's true, though, when you said, Lonnie, about like you won't know until you're at the funeral, and people are like,
Yeah.
who's that old woman, who's that woman in the back? Like, and they're like,
Who's that
oh,
kid?
you know,
It look like him. That's great. Not
Yes.
everybody. We want to make that clear.
Not everybody.
But a
No,
lot
of
of
course, there
times,
are-
you know.
Look at The Notebook.
so true,
that was an
though.
amazing movie.
You know what? Anyway,
Fiction.
ladies, I'm gonna move on because we are working from home now, just like so many other Americans. And check this out. The New York Post is reporting that many women are waiting longer to tell their employers they're pregnant because it's easier to hide. So when you work at home, it's easier to hide. So like if they're on the Zoom, you can't tell their bump. And it's important to talk about this because a lot of working moms and pregnant women, they feel judged in the workplace because of misplaced perceptions that they won't be able to get
Yep.
the job done. So ladies, do you think this is sneaky for the women to hide, or is it smart for them to hide if they're pregnant?
Wow, I think there's so many different reasons why this happens. I mean, some women maybe don't want to share pregnancy because they've had miscarriages before, which I'm really grateful that people are talking about more often now. And a lot of people are waiting longer into their pregnancies to announce that sort of thing. But honestly, if you think to yourself as an employer, why would this employee lie to me? To some extent, you have to wonder, is it something that I've done or the atmosphere in my work environment that has made this woman possibly feel like her job could be in jeopardy if she announces this sort of thing? So I think it's so important to think about this as employers. The environment that we create, the conversations that we have about women that are having babies. Like, obviously at our job, we be having baby booms. Everybody be pregnant at the same time. So we know that at our job, that's something that is celebrated and something that we think is a beautiful thing and that we enjoy at our job. But there's a lot of corporate places where it's looked down upon, or there's little conversations that happen, you know, in the cafeterias or whatever, in the coffee room, in the break
Yeah.
room. And that may affect
break
a
room.
woman's decision to tell that she's pregnant.
Yeah, I mean, I think nowadays, because we're all Zooming from home, so it's easier to hide because we're from the waist up, right? But I also feel like the minute a woman is pregnant, either her co-workers or her boss may think she's gonna slack off, she's not gonna show up, she's
Yeah.
gonna have, you know, baby drama, her babysitter's not showing up. So I get why some women may wanna hide it. But I remember years ago, an actress got pregnant. Her name was Hunter Tylo, and she was working on an Aaron Spelling show,
Yes.
Melrose Place. And she got pregnant, let them know, and they fired her. And she actually fought against it. She went to court and won a judgment for $5 million. And what
Good for
Aaron
her.
Spelling and the production thought, exactly good for her, is that they thought she wouldn't be sexy anymore. She really couldn't be pregnant and do her job. So she really sort of fought for that. And I think some women still do, or feel like they're not sure if they should tell or not tell. I mean, if you're working for Google and they've given you the choice to stay home for the rest of your work time, you don't have to tell them if you're pregnant or not. If it's not going to make a difference
affect.
in your work life and you're working at home, then you don't have to say anything. So, but I get why women would try to hide it because it's not always celebrated at work.
Yeah, no, you know what? I don't blame these women. Be smart, especially in times like these. You need to keep your job. And
That's right.
I'll be. Hello?
Suck it in.
You be giving birth on the Zoom. Lonnie will be like, hold on a second, I need to mute.
Here. My face.
Lonnie's Zoom will be right here.
Hello? Yeah, okay. What we doing?
Lonnie will be doing an at-home birth.
I like the fact.
That's exactly right.
You do what you have
so
to do
dumb.
to take care of your family because there are some
I hear they're
employers
so
that are
silly.
not right. They don't understand and they don't want to understand. Women go through so much. You know, there was one in the story, ladies, there was one lady, she had twins. She just came out and was like, wait, you were pregnant and you didn't tell us?
Okay.
And she had her babies.
Okay.
And it's like she did what she needed to do. You know what I mean?
That's
and
right.
even though there are laws, I want to be, you know, right, that there are laws about family leave and stuff, but let's be real. Some employers don't care about them damn laws, okay?
No, they
You
don't.
know,
No,
if
they don't.
your employer is that type of way, you better.
Okay.
You know what the vibe is in your workplace when it comes to
You are so
women
silly,
and women
Lonnie
getting
Love.
pregnant. Pay attention when other people get pregnant. See what they say about them. And
Okay.
furthermore, I think it is so important, like Lonnie just said, to know your rights. Research
So
it.
dumb.
Look up what your company holds. I'm done with you. You need to know your rights, and you need to know if you may have a case if they do fire you. And obviously, like Garcelle just said, you may possibly win that case. So know your rights.
Well, I'm just happy to know
you're right.
Garcelle, you're new, so I want you to know that last season we had about 15 babies on this.
Everybody was pregnant.
I'm not drinking that water. I'll tell you that right now.
Believe it or not, it is almost the holiday season, and I'm hearing that with everything going on in the world, decorating early can actually boost your mood. But Ryan Seacrest didn't seem to be so sure. He tweeted, I'm told it's too early to put up a Christmas tree. Need you to weigh in on this, Mariah Carey. Well, guess what? Not only did J-Lo respond, but by saying go for it, the queen of Christmas herself, Mariah, responded by saying, it's definitely too early, Ryan. I told you to get through Thanksgiving first. Yes, Mariah, you better preach. Although Mariah did admit that she's had her tree up for a month already, you guys. She's already had it up for a month. So, ladies, what do you think of this deck of halls debate? Y'all got your trees up yet?
No, but I'm about to. 2020, you can do whatever you want. Whatever
But don't
makes you
disrespect
happy.
Thanksgiving.
Listen
You
to
got
me.
all your
If that makes you
cornucopias,
happy, you can have a Christmas tree during Thanksgiving. Why don't you decorate it after Thanksgiving? Get the tree and decorate it with the family, you know, on Thanksgiving
what we
night.
do. That's exactly what we do. We do Black
Look at this
Friday.
one. Look at this
We
one.
make hot chocolate. We eat Thanksgiving leftovers, and we decorate the tree the day after Thanksgiving.
Okay, but I'm just saying
Thanksgiving, the
that's
love it
beautiful.
deserves.
That's beautiful, but
Let's be
2020, if
thankful.
you want Christmas in June, go for it.
No.
That's true. That's true. I was watching
Why?
Hallmark
Why,
movies in
Lonnie?
June.
The purpose of the holiday season and the holiday spirit is for us to enjoy each one in its own time. What Ecclesiastics say, Bible scholars, every time there's a season, there's a season for everything.
There's a time to
season
laugh
for Halloween.
and a
There's
time
a
to
season for
cry.
Thanksgiving. There's a season for Christmas. There's
So
a
when does
season
the
for,
Christmas season start, Lonnie?
New Year's. Huh?
When does Christmas season start?
Pardon me. It starts the day after Thanksgiving, Black Friday.
Boom.
Not
We
in
have spoken. There it
2020.
is.
Not in 2020.